When I was younger, I thought that gift cards were kind of a cop-out gift, something you gave to someone when you didn't really give it any thought. But now, I think the total opposite. Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here. And yeah, when I was younger, I would quite often get gift cards from family and, well, it was mostly family. And I've got to be honest, I wasn't as thankful as perhaps I should have been. Why would you give me something that's a bit like cash, but lesser? It's like cash that I can only use in one particular location. And it kind of annoyed me. But as I've got older, I absolutely love gift cards now, and I think people give them a bit of a hard time. That initial feeling just, just take this, I can't be bothered to think of a gift. That, I think, is a reasonably, I don't want to say universal, but it's a reasonably common view. But I want to put it in a different light. So, I have a lot of hobbies. Some of them don't really go in for the whole gift card thing, like foraging. You can't really, it's all outdoors, it's nature. Nature doesn't offer a gift card. But I also have plenty of other hobbies that are surprisingly expensive. A primary one, and one that I want to focus on, is brewing. I brew my own beer, and I get pretty much all of my things, all of my ingredients, all of my equipment from one location, and it just so happens to be quite local to me, the same flipping town. It's called the Malt Miller. Quick shout out to the Malt Miller. It's good. The thing about brewing, though, is that even though it's cheaper than buying your own beer, even when you take everything into account, the equipment is really expensive because it's niche and it's made to a really high standard. Yeah, you can buy you can do it with anything pretty much, but if you're really into it like I am and you buy something like the Grainfather, which is about £700 and I was only able to afford because I sold an old YouTube channel, I live a normal life, but they are expensive at the end of the day. I'm often wanting to buy little gizmos and gadgets and things, like I want a new hydrometer. Maybe I'll get a different fermentation vessel thing. It's all this complicated, expensive stuff, and it adds up. I often can't justify the expense to myself because it's just a hobby. And my friends and my family all know that I really like brewing, so when birthdays and Christmas come along, they want to buy me brewing things. But the thing is that with the deepest respect, they have no idea what to get me because it's such a niche, insular thing. They don't brew. What, are they gonna go out and buy me like a beer making kit? That's no use to me. I brew with grain and hops. I don't need packets of things. It's not my thing. This sort of thing happens with artists as well. People who are really into, we'll just go with an obvious one, painting, for example. And someone thinks, hey, they're into painting. I'll get them some paintbrushes. They've already got better paintbrushes than you're ever gonna get them. And more to the point, unless you know painting, you don't know what's a good paintbrush. It sounds rude, but that's the truth. And to bring it right back into focus, it's the same with video games. How many times have you had a game that your grandmother or someone has bought you very kindly for Christmas, and you open it up and it's one of those like chicken shooting games, or it's just something that they found and they thought, oh, they like video games. It's with the best intent, I understand, but you're all but guaranteed to never play that game. And that's where gift cards come in. I think gift cards are actually kind of a brave thing to give. It's saying, oh, I understand you have this hobby, but I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to get you the wrong thing. Here, have an amount that you can spend on that hobby. And you could say, well, why don't you just give them cash at that point? And that's a reasonable argument, but I'm going to shout you down. Cash or a bank transfer, I suppose that's probably more of a thing these days. When you're an adult, cash and bank transfers, they all get absorbed into your general funds. My grandparents still regularly give me, it's a check. I can't believe it. It's a check for my birthday, and I'm hugely grateful, but I have to be so careful to make sure, no, okay, that amount of money is to be used on something that I actually want, rather than just being absorbed, forgotten about, and just disappearing into the ether, going to bills or food or anything like that, which is not what the intent of the gift was. It's a failing on the recipient as much as anything, but that's why gift cards are so good, because you are saying, here is some money that you can only spend on something you like, as long as it's a relevant gift card, of course. Now, that's not to say that you should just give everyone gift cards or anything like that. If you know what they want, or, you know, if you play video games yourself and you want to buy a video game for someone else and you know what they like, you can make a decision. You can go, I know they've got that game, I think they'd like this game, give that to them. You know, that's still better than a gift card. But if you don't know, a gift card is a great solution because it forces them to buy something that they like. I actually get a little bit giddy whenever I get a gift card, you know, unless it's like, don't even talk to me about the pointlessness of like an Amazon gift card. You can spend that on anything, and it's all just going to Jeff Bezos. But an eShop card, a gift card for a brewing supply company or something like that, whatever someone's hobby is, I genuinely think a gift card is one of the most honest things you can give them. I know you like this thing, have something from it, but you're admitting that you don't know enough and you don't want to get them the wrong thing. Pretty sure I've already made that point, but it's the main point of the video, so it's worth repeating. So if you've got a friend or family member who you know has a hobby, you know, say they're into gardening, get them a gardening gift voucher. If they're into art, get them a gift voucher for an art website that you know they like. It's not rocket science, but it's really good. It is really good. I have changed my opinion so fiercely on gift cards, and now I flippin' love them. And just as a little shameless plug, we sell eShop cards as well. I promise you this wasn't the point of the video, it's just I know that my bosses would never let it down if I made this video and didn't give a bit of an old plug to codes.nintendolife.com, where you can buy eShop credit and other things like that, and you'll be supporting the channel, you'll be supporting the site, and you'll be getting someone something that they can actually use, you know. What's better, 40 quid that you take and you sort of go, okay, and it sort of disappears amongst your money, or £40 on the eShop and whoa, I could buy game. Check the link in the description. The plug had to be done. But what do you think about gift cards? I know it's a bit of a random video to say the least, but it's been on my mind for a while, and I'm in like a bit of a mood where I just really want to get videos out. Like I'm in a really creative mood. I want to harness that. Comment below. That's the byline. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you buy that subscribe button, a gift card that isn't too broad and therefore useless, and be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye bye. Mercedes.